coders, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video we will solve a new question from a queue data structure, and let's see what the question is. It is basically a question. Take me to the screen first, and yeah. So this is the question from a LeetCode 75 list, and we have solved all the questions till stack, and now we'll see the first question from queue, and the first question is number of recent call. You can read all the question. I'll tell you what it basically means. It says ki we have a recent counter class, and it has a function that is ping, and it basically request it basically adds a new request at time t, that is this is time, this parameter, that time t, and it is guaranteed that every call to ping use a strictly larger value of t than the previous call. That is this, that they have told this. It basically means that the time which is they have given now, it will be greater than the ping time that was the last ping call. The time t of request, that whenever ping function will get called, the time t will be always will be in increasing order. It means that. And what we need to do, we need to return the number of calls that has been happened in t to t minus 3000 time. I mean 3000 that time. Basically, if now time t, then I need to count number of requests that has been made from now to last 3000 milliseconds. That they have told here. Ki return the number of requests that have been happened in the inclusive range of t minus 3000 to t. Okay. So what we can do here? We can solve this question using array also, that is vector, or maybe array or vector or list. But what we will do here, we will use queue. Why? Because basically what happens, we need only last in first thing, they are giving t value in increasing order. So whatever the ping call was there before t minus 3000 millisecond, those are not required. We don't need to keep them in our data structure. It will be memory consuming, right? So we need to remove that. And second thing, yeah, that was the main observation. And the second thing I was saying, the t is always increasing, so it is guaranteed that if we remove those calls from our data structure, then it will not affect our next answer or the current answer. So in this video, Arey yaar, I think it is stopped. Let me take you to the screen again. And yeah, so what happened here? We need to remove that outdated calls basically, and we need to keep only those calls between t and t minus 3000 range. So in queue data structure, what happens? Whatever we put first, that will be uh, get out from the data structure first, like first in first out. So it will be easy to remove those calls to while to, it will be easy to remove those calls by comparing their time t with current time t. That if we add a request t, like here ping t, this t time t, when we add that time t in queue, at that time only we will check ki whatever requests are there in the queue, that ping time is falls in the range t minus 3000 to t or not. If it is less than that, then we can remove that. And after removing all those requests, like all those outdated requests which are whose ping time is less than t minus, like current time t, that is they have given that t minus 3000, then the size of the queue will be the size of the queue will be the number of requests that have been happened in that inclusive range, because basically those are the requests which are there in that range, and that they have told us. So by we will not count the number of requests are there in the inclusive range. We will just remove those requests which are not there in that inclusive range, and the size of the queue which stores that request, that we will return. Okay. So yeah, that was my explanation, and we'll dry run it for first one, that is first example. Here it counts the recent counter and ping and okay, 4 times ping, and they have given first one, and let's take one, and they have give, like they give one, then we have to return. For this we have to return one, because there is one request in our queue. Then we have 100, so 1 and 100. We have 1, and let's see, okay, we are entering it from right, and uh, taking it out from left. So yeah, 1 and 100. So both 1 and 1000, like 1 and sorry 100, both falls in t to t minus 3000. Like t here is 100, and t minus 3 3000, basically 100 minus 3000 is minus 290 to 900, and it one falls between that, so we will return here 2. Then we have 3001. So here we first add 100 and 3001. Then we will check key the last, like the requests which were there in the queue, that time and the current time, how much difference it is. Like we will compare it. Like 3001 minus, if I do 3000, it will give us 1, and 1 is one falls in this inclusive range, because they have told inclusive, so we have to include it, that 1 to 3001. Basically our this range that they have told here, t minus 3000 to t, this will be t minus 300, that is 3001 minus 300. This is basically this, and so this is 1, or we can write here also, so there will be no confusion. 3001 minus 300, 3000, sorry, and then we have t, that is current time, that is 3000 and 3001, sorry. So it gives us that is 1 to 3001. So we don't need to remove 1, because 1 falls in inclusive range, right? So this will give how many calls, how many requests are there in the data, in queue. There are 3, so we have 3. Then we have uh, okay, then we have 3002. So 100, then 3001 and 3002. Now this window becomes here, like this will copy as same, and we'll check if this t is 3002 and 3002 minus 300 and till 3002 millisecond, it gives us 2 and 3002. One falls before, like 1 falls behind 2, right? So we need to remove it, because now we will check how many request calls are there between 2 to 3002. So we need to remove 1 here, like this is the range of 2 to 3002. And when we remove 1, so it becomes, again the size becomes 3. Okay, and this will be our answer, that is 1 2 3 3, and that's the answer is. So how we can implement this? So first we need to take a queue data structure, and constructor, that is recent this is the constructor of this class. There we will initialize that queue data structure. So let's take queue first, queue of int, cause they are just giving time, that is int t, and we will see this is a queue, and we will initialize it. Q is equals to, we will initialize queue, and we will initialize queue, then we will go. Now first we will append queue time in the queue, q dot push time. Then we will, what we will do, we will check while while our queue isn't empty, and whatever the value was there, we have entered first in queue, that is q dot front, which is the front value. It, if it is less than the current time minus 3000, then remove it, that is q dot pop, and return queue size. So basically this saves our a counting time, like how many requests are there in this range, that counting time. And second, it saves our memory also. We don't need to store those outdated calls in our data structure. So that's why queue data structure is really important here, and that is the suitable data structure also. So let's run it and submit it. It's get accepted. So yeah, so how much time does it take? It takes big of for one call. If we need to remove all requests, so it can and its size is n, then it can take big of n time. And space complexity also big of n to store that all one, like I could see all requests. We can also see what's the space complexity and time complexity for this by taking output, like looking at here on LeetCode itself. So it says ki big of 1. So basically it says ki for one call it takes big of one time complexity, and for memory it takes big of n, that if we need to store all the calls, then yeah, it takes big of n. And yeah, so this was the question, guys, and we'll meet in next video. And yeah, bye bye.